KDKO right now is talking to Mr. Dobie Gray, who's appearing at Ebbets Field this week. And first of all, let's find out a little bit about you. Welcome to Denver.
Thank you. It's nice to be here.
Tell us a little. Let me start over. Okay. KDKO Radio is talking to Dobie Gray, who is currently in Denver doing his thing at Ebbets Field. And first of all, I want to welcome you to Denver.
Thank you. It's nice to be here.
Okay, tell us a little bit about your show and what you're doing and so forth.
Well, I brought my friends with me from Nashville, Tennessee. 5 musicians who are really good, and we're just having a good time out there.
For those of you who don't know exactly what kind of music that Dobie plays, now explain a little bit about your music. Tell us about blues or jazz or rock, or what do you actually play now?
I play rock and roll. It borders on country. It's country rock and roll. I mean, that's all I can say. If you're going to put it in a category, that's what it would be.
It's kind of hard to categorize most songs because they kind of blend into each other nowadays, right?
Yeah, that's right. That's right. Some of the stuff is real hard rock, and others a little bit soft sell, but the audience seems to like it all, and that's what's important.
Would you say that this sort of thing is blending together as time goes along, all the various styles?
Yeah, but like I said, it's mostly country pickers playing rock and roll, in their own inimitable fashion.
Now, you have 5 musicians with you, is that right?
That's right, 5 musicians. They're all good friends of mine, and they're all good musicians.
What instruments do they each represent?
We have two really fine guitar players, one bass player, keyboard man who plays organ and piano, and a drummer, of course. And I make up the 6th part.
I see your latest album, Drift Away, here. Tell us a little bit about that.
Well, that came about as a result of my producer and good friend Mueller Williams, and that was brought together down in Nashville too, down at Quadraphonic Studios, and got together with a whole bunch of good pickers and came up with that.
You got 4 channels coming all different ways now on this, right?
Yeah, it seems to be. It looks like it's going to do really well for us, especially the first cut off of there. It's real lucky to be such a big hit for us.
Now, which is this a single that you're talking about now?
Yeah, I was talking about the single. The album's picking up too. It's doing real well, as a matter of fact. I think they've started playing some extra cuts from the album now, and which has spurred it to go ahead and get up there in the top 100.
Well, that sounds good. You did the album, or you did the single first, and then it's put right into the album, right?
No, the single is off the album.
The album was put out first. The single was a hit off the album.
That's right. They're simultaneous releases, and we're looking forward to a couple more off of it.
Well, got to keep trying. You got like about 12 chances, right?
Yeah, I think I'm a small part of the album as far as I'm concerned. I'm lead vocalist, of course, but the production on this album and all the material, I think, is really, really good. I only wrote one thing on it, so my partiality doesn't go into the writing, but I think the writers on there are just tremendous writers. Mueller Williams and Troy Seals and Will Jennings out of Nashville, and let's put it together there, and I'm proud of every cut on it.
Did you originally get into this country rock sort of bag, or did you experiment with other forms of music first?
Well, you could say I experimented with other forms of music because when I had my previous record, which was The In Crowd, it was went on to experimental things after that, but that wasn't really where my head was at because I'm from Texas and my whole background was Flatt and Scruggs and all the country people.
It was a matter of trying to find yourself without trying to imitate somebody else, right?
Right. This is the only time that I've really gotten into something that I feel is close to where I'm going or where I want to be. Musically, I actually enjoy performing it on the stage. It's one of those things.
That's great.
You don't have to fool anybody or pretend you're something you're not, And I credit that all to MCA, and that's my record company and my producer and all that. I'm really happy.
Well, that's fantastic. You sort of found yourself. How long will you be playing at Ebbets Field now?
Through Sunday, which is the 13th, I believe. And after that, we go to Los Angeles for 3 days, which is home for me, and then to Berkeley. We're going to Berkeley to be there for 4 days, I believe.
Well, it sounds like what you're doing is catching on pretty well then.
Yeah, we're going to do a whole lot of traveling this year. I think we're going to go to the Bahamas and to Japan and a few other places, London, and just try to get the people into our music.
Very good. We've been talking to Dobie Gray, who is currently playing at Ebbets Field this week through the 13th. Thank you very much, Dobie.
Thank you. It's been a pleasure.